Hey everybody, welcome back. So in this video, I want to start making a stand for this Harbor Freight Bauer portable bandsaw I just picked up. Saw a coupon for it for 89 bucks, and it's kind of something I've been wanting for a while, and I just haven't done it, but I thought, you know, I'm really going to be needing to make nice cuts, something a little bit better than I think I could make with a Sawzall or a, angle grinder or, even my plasma cutter. So I thought I'd pick one of these up, and I want to make two things for it. I want to make a stand that will both hold it vertically upright and convert into something that will turn it into kind of, like a chop saw. I also want to make a miter adapter for it. Now, I've been watching a bunch of videos on YouTube. There are boatloads of videos on YouTube on people doing this. I can't say as I 100% like any of their designs, because I don't have a lot of room, so this thing needs to be like folded up and out of my way, or small when it's not in use. And I think I know kind of what I'm gonna do. I want it to hold it like this, held in this orientation. I'm gonna make a piece of that 1-inch tube that goes 1-inch square tube that goes across here, and then I think I'll use a couple of pieces of angle that hold it like this. And then I'll just make a cradle at the bottom this sits in, and then I can zip tie it or use some kind of horseshoe clamp at the bottom. Another thing I don't want to do, I don't want to modify the saw. I don't want to have to disassemble it to get it in and out. I don't want to have to drill holes in it. I don't want to weld stuff to it. I want it to be easily changed from portable bandsaw to upright bandsaw to chop saw. I think I have in mind how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to show you every weld, every cut I make with it, and I'm also going to be using this to cut the material, to make the material for its own thing, if that makes any kind of sense. Anyway, I think you guys get it, so I'm going to get at this. And you know what else I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to kind of make the first part of it with the Vevor 130 flux core welder, and I'll make the second part of it with the Simdar MIG 140 flux core welder. And that'll give me an idea which one of those two I like the best, so that if you guys ask me, I can tell you. Anyway, let's get some metal cut and let's see what we can cobble together. So let me show you what I've got so far, and I'll put a link below to the videos whose ideas I've stolen. And you can't really call it stealing, because if somebody didn't want you to use it, they wouldn't have put it on YouTube. But nonetheless, credit where credit's due. Some of these guys are no longer active on YouTube. One of the videos I watched quite a while ago, his channel's gone completely. And some of the videos below are ideas I plan on using and just haven't gotten around to yet. So here's what I have so far. And how I plan on this working. That's going to go on like that. You can't see crap like that, can you? Let me reposition this a bit. Okay, so pretend this is standing up and this is the bottom and this is the top. Or maybe we can do it like this. My handle up here is going to drop into that little cradle. And then down here, maybe you can see it better like that. So my handle up here drops into that cradle, and then this piece pulls down to here, and then I'm thinking about just putting some kind of clamp around here that lets me pull it all together and hold it. I think it's going to be nice and snug. I could probably just put a zip tie around there to the beginning to use it, but I'm also thinking maybe one of those. I'd like to find something that would come on and off quickly. And of course, a zip tie certainly would. You'd be throwing them away every time, but I don't plan on having to use this a great deal. But when I do plan on using it, it's going to be something that nothing else is going to work very well for. And then this is going to sit on my base. So I'll have a base for this to sit on. That'll give me my upright saw. Then I've got another video where the guy has made a bottom for it that lets it do one of those, and that's my plan. I don't have all the pieces for that right at the moment, and it's lunchtime, so I'm going to go in and get some lunch, and then I'm going to come out and I'm going to work on that bottom stand. So I've got a small problem. I think you can probably see what it is, and that is, in order for that saw to be level for the upright part, my bracket there has to lean forward at a considerable angle. and I am trying to decide what I need to do about that, because if I mount it like that, you can see how much tipped up the saw is, and that's not acceptable to me. So I can either do some kind of thing down here to move the saw that way. I can cut it and make a inset for it. Wouldn't be that hard to do. Or I can break my tabs off here and box that in and move that out. And I think that's probably going to be the easiest thing to do at this point, because that's just cutting, you know, 3 more short pieces, welding them on, and then welding my little pieces of angle back on. Yep, I think that's the plan. I may change that again, but for right now, that's the plan. Okay, so this is what I got up to this point. This was kind of a fun and somewhat frustrating little Sunday project. I've been working on this on and off all day Sunday. It's 4:45, so my back is barking. I'm going to call it good for a day. Let me show you what I did. Still on the hot side. Just finished welding it. I did this up here because when I put these hooks all the way in there, it held the saw too far back. And then I was going to wind up having to put the legs on with the whole thing leaning forward, and I didn't like that. So I took these off, cut these straps, put another piece of the 1x1 tubing out here, and welded the straps back on. I could have just gone with the 1-inch strap, but I decided to go ahead and put the square tubing in the front just to make it look consistent. I put a piece of angle down here. Now one of the, still hot, one of the YouTube channels I watched, he had his legs splayed out like that. And I don't know that he did it for any particular reason, but the more I had not intended to, I had just intended to make it square. But the more I looked at his, the more I liked it, so I decided to follow along in his footsteps with that, and I did that, and that turned out okay. I did all the welding so far with the Vevor 130. It ran beautifully. I've got the Lincoln Inner Shield wire in it, and all I've done so far is just wire brush my welds. Some of them, like on the top of here and around the back, I'll probably go ahead and grind down because I think that's going to wind up being a handle, and that is still hot. And I'm probably going to put a bar across the front, because I do plan on this being part of a chop saw where the whole thing in the saw is going to do that. So I probably will put a bar across the front. If all you were going to do was build an upright saw, this is probably where you could stop and maybe make yourself a little table. Let's see how the saw fits. Yeah, it's cool enough to put the saw in. And by the way, I cut all the pieces for this up with this saw, and it's great. How I've done without one of these all my life, I don't know. But honestly, it's great. You got a good view of it there. Let me look through the viewfinder and see. Yeah, that looks good. So, that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. And there's your upright saw. Quick update on this build. It is now Monday, probably about 9 o'clock in the evening. I have got client work and doctor's appointments for my wife and my yearly physical lined up, and I know I'm not going to be able to get out to it during the day, so here I am. One thing bugging me about this build were these itty-bitty little pieces of angle on here holding that top saw handle. The more I thought about it, the more it drove me nuts. So here I am Monday night at 9 o'clock. I chopped them off using the bandsaw, by the way. I tell you, that thing is great. If you don't have one or never tried it, you ought to at least try it. Come around, bring a 6-pack of beer, you can try mine. I cut these little wimpy ones off, and I welded these much larger ones on. And yeah, let's see how it fits. Here, I'll leave you like that till I get the saw set in it, and then I'll zoom back out and show you the whole thing. And it's still, it's cool enough to put the saw in it. So, and if you compare it with the other shots, with the little smaller ones, you'll see how much better it fits in like that. It fits, it holds that handle much more secure. They're wider, they're tipped in to match the angle at the bottom of the handle. It really does hold it secure. Let me I'm zoomed way in. Let me set the camera down and zoom back out. I always zoom the wrong way. Some kind of Freudian thing, probably. Anyway, there it is. I am much more pleased with how this top now holds the saw handle. It is much, much more secure. While I was out today, I ran into Harbor Freight and I picked up one of these little drill press vices. That's going to be my base to hold my material when the whole part flips forward. I have hinges and things floating around someplace which I will use for that. I have more than enough material to build it. And yeah, I think I'm going to post this video. As a matter of fact, I already cut the ending of it, so I'm just going to shut up and show that now. Anyway, this was a fun little Sunday project. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know I enjoyed doing it. If you have any questions, I'll probably go ahead and you know what, I'll probably just stop right here for this time and answer any questions you guys might have down below. If you want measurements, let me know, but honestly, I just winged it for the most part. And I didn't really have any kind of dimensions to go by other than what was on the saw. And I'll put those videos down below. Please let me know what you think, and if you have any questions, let me know. And in the next video, maybe we'll come back, not maybe, we will, because I know I want to, come back and make the parts to turn it into a chop saw. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.